Alright lads, so today we are continuing on our series taking the best and worst character in any given attribute. For today's video, we are now taking mind characters into inheritance trials, comparing their clear time, and see how big of a difference it is when we use the best character in the mind attribute, and also the worst character in the mind attribute. Alright, so it should come at no surprise on who we think the best mind character in the game is, and that is of course 7th Anniversary Ichigo. We also all know at the current time making this video, the mind attribute isn't really in a great position. Like, Ichigo is a great character. I'm not going to downplay him, but, you know, at least when it comes to actually playing with him, it's not that fun, mainly just due to that SA1. It really does hurt the enjoyability for this character, at least for me. It's not that big of a deal, but I definitely would have preferred just a normal SA1, right? But who knows? We are expecting a mind character for this upcoming end of month banner, and that character very well might end up being better than Ichigo. And that's something to kind of look forward to, right? In this case, though, going through IT, Ichigo obviously doesn't struggle by any means. There is a reason why he is an SS tier character in the mind attribute. He is still an absolute beast of a character, crazy high damage output, we're immune to every stat summon, great crowd control with his SA2, which can weaken and also paralysis, and of course the most important part, this man has an absolute nuke of a soul bomb. He has his issues, many with that SA1, but other than that, he is quite frankly an amazing character and still worth going for, right? In this case though, going through the Quincy Killer IT, we were able to beat the quest in just 52 seconds. Very easily done, but that's what you can expect with the best man character in the game. But that's the best character in the game. Now let's have a look at the worst character in the game. I had a few comments in my last video in regards to how it's not really that fair. The worst character of the attribute isn't really built up, so of course it's going to have a significantly slower clear time. And my response to that is, do you lads really think I'm going to waste all these resources on a character that I only plan to use once for a silly little video? And yeah, I will. Alright, so we're choosing to go with Let's Do Uryu for our worst mind character in the game. You know, I'm sure there's maybe a frenzy character that's worse than Uryu that might go through a tad bit slower, but for the most part, I just wanted to showcase him because I feel like he makes for an interesting type of gameplay. And either way, though, I mean, this Uryu is not good by any means. He is, without a doubt, one of the worst characters in the game, and he was actually deemed one of the worst characters in the game at release. That's the crazy part. This character was out when the global version came out. I think when JP came out sometime after the release. I do believe on release he had a particular banner. And the reason why this character is interesting is because of how he was designed. For starters, it's Let's Do Uryu, right? It's a pretty cool moment, probably Uryu's coolest moment in the entire series, and we've yet to get a remake of him. So as of right now, this is the only way to play Let's Do Uryu, and personally, I wouldn't mind getting a new one. We recently got a remake of Bankai Mayuri, and I understand why they threw Kisuke in the banner, it made sense, but I actually would have preferred a remake of this Uryu, especially because it would have meant he would have been an end of month character, he would have been good. Kisuke, I felt like was kind of just wasted on that banner, didn't really do much for me, but now that we've actually worked on this particular character, got him to T20 link shots and also level 10 SP, you can see that it makes a massive difference. Like, even when we're using a very bad character like this, we're not even getting hit, and we're also doing some respectable damage for the most part. Which, you know, I'm not going to complain about. I did like struggling using a base default bad character, but you know, spending 17 minutes in a single inheritance trial run is kind of like dreadful to go through. In this case though, we are going through slower, but it's not excruciatingly painful to do so. Having said that though, the reason why I think this Uryu makes for interesting gameplay is most of how the way he was designed, right? So for starters, his nurturing, look at this. Bro has one hit. That's his nurturing, it's one hit. Usually characters come out with 4 hits, 3 hits. This character has 1 hit. It's the only character in the game. I got paralyzed, but we quickly dodged it. Lucky for us, we got a 55% duration for paralysis as our second sword trait, so I was actually lucky there. But a one-hit nurturing is just so weird. I actually wouldn't mind maybe if they brought it back and maybe made it so it does significantly more damage, because usually the final hit of a nurturing does do the most damage. It would be kind of cool if a character could do that right from the get-go. But to be fair, it doesn't make for fun gameplay, especially for Nad characters, which usually are a bit more boring, at least to me. In this case though, look at Uryu's nurturing. Like, it's not pleasing to look at, nor is it practical, to be fair. Like, you just hold down the R button, he does the same attack every time. It's not really nice. Secondly though, and this is the coolest part about him, is the soul bomb. It works really different compared to other characters. So let's use our soul bomb. We might not be able to demonstrate it the best here because we do have this character worked on, but he does the Let's Do. Look at that, there's an arrow and then it goes off. So it's a really cool soul bomb, which has 2 parts to it, right? The first part is going to grab the enemy, do a lot of damage too, and they're going to be frozen in place for like 2 seconds, and then the final attack goes off. Can we showcase it again? I'm pretty sure we're just going to kill the Uryu here. The bosses, for some reason, usually are the easiest here. Then again, we get to use the soul bomb, right? So look at that. He's stuck. He can't move. Boom. It's such a cool soul bomb. It's not that good in practical use, right? But it's cool to have stuff like that. And again, this is the only character in the game to have that type of soul bomb and also Night String. Aaroniero, not really the greatest character, but look at the massive difference there, right? But in our last set of videos, it took us 17 minutes to go through IT, and the main factor for that was because, again, we didn't work on the characters. They had no SP, no attack increase, only level 10 link shots. In this case, though, even if you take the worst character or one of the worst characters in the attribute, actually work on them, you can still get a decent clear time. If 3 minutes is decent for you. But to be fair, even working on characters like this, you're not really going to bring them out into content. But I guess that's one of the good things about BBS 2. A character that came out like 3 or so years ago, who's actually still somewhat decent. If you work on them, you can still get some respectable clear times. So I guess my point is, at the end of the day, just use whoever you want to. Most characters in this game, especially those that came out in the last couple of years, can easily go for content, especially if you do work on them. But with that said, lads, that was the video for today, trying out the best and worst character in the Mind attribute. Hopefully my pick doesn't cause too much controversy. I just mostly wanted to talk about this character once more. And regardless, he is a bad character. But next week, join us back. We're going to do the speed attribute. I already know who I'm going to use the best character. As for the worst character, though, I'm not really too sure. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.